Well,
Yeah.
that's the good thing about being a bot.
True. But where's spam?
I don't know. Spam probably got frightened off
By all the
last
offline, online,
Thursday.
offline, on. What
No,
did you do?
nothing. Just talked about global warming a bit.
That's what scared him?
I don't know.
Did you stream the
Imperator
game
Rome?
with the... Yep.
Yeah, I did. It did not go very well. Well, the stream went fine. The game, not so much. I was just jumping.
Which game?
Imperator
Where's
Rome.
the overlays?
I'm not gonna crop the cameras before Liam gets here.
I
Hey.
see.
Yes.
Even more lazy than Sep.
No, I'm not. This is exactly what Seb does.
Oh.
Hi ho.
Everyone's
Hello,
clearly
Life Core.
Everyone is clearly getting into character again.
I mean, I'm not a dwarf, so.
Hang on. You should get into... Oh, wait, no, he stopped drinking.
Yep. Too bad.
I mean, what you need to do just before the session is drink like a whole drink and then just stop. That's how you should feel. Why did you send us wave files?
Play them.
Play them.
Aww.
Sure.
Aww, that's so cute.
I'm sorry, I'm downloading that one for text tone, and that one for whenever someone calls me.
Oh, you should have the last one I sent for text. It's from Euro Trip. I think it's Euro. It's fucking amazing.
Eurotrip was a fantastic movie.
I actually sat and watched that last week after the stream. I was like, you know, I've not actually seen that entire movie. I've seen, like, parts of it.
I mean,
let's watch the whole thing.
This whole campaign is Eurotrip, basically. In so many ways.
You know what? I just realised Sep's not here this week, is he?
Nope.
He's not.
Oh well, I guess Sep's spending another couple days and then the unicorn.
Yep. He's gonna have such a fantastic time.
Oh yeah. And so many STDs.
Yeah.
Also, that latest wave file is amazing for when you get phone calls. Because it loops perfectly.
Incoming transition, transmission, incoming transmission, incoming transition.
So many old stuff in my backups. Why do I bother going through this? Like, why do I still keep backups with this?
With what? Say this.
Why is
and
it
you don't
processing? It's a PNG.
Processing.
Gotta process your PNGs, man.
What's happening?
I don't even want to know what's in the chat right
To what, where?
Why are they aiming up?
No, it's because In Arma, if you lie down and aim all the way up, they do that weird fucky thing, and we all
Oh,
figured out, and we all did it. That was in the good old Arma 2 days.
And now it's all gone crappers. This is riding with style.
Oh, hey, there's that picture.
what are you doing? Are you just going through everything?
Yeah, just checking out my old backups. I found the pic of Shay with the Nat 20 shirt.
Oh,
And my cousin in the clown suit. That looks so terrible. Why would he wear that?
I am very confused about what you sent me live, but okay.
Yeah, I just like listened to it and I was confused as well.
I'm
Don't
very
feed the
confused.
troll. Never
Yes.
feed the troll. Speaking
Hey
of trolls,
Liam,
hi
new
Liam.
camera?
Nope,
Liam.
same camera.
New
Why
lights?
aren't you orange?
I don't know. Guess my camera's not as bad as you thought it was.
I think you
Aren't you
switched
gonna
cameras.
tell us?
Oh, it's now is dark. What the?
well, time to
Oh, there it goes.
go to a
What, are we
different
going to
stream.
start without bantering?
No.
Well,
keep
actually-
bantering while I fix the cameras.
Okay.
Well, actually, I have some things.
News.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Oh,
Orange juice.
oh, good.
No, we didn't take him seriously. Why?
Yes, yes.
Oh, the hockey powder.
That stuff is so awesome when you put it in a Jack and Coke.
I don't like Jack and Coke, so I don't like whiskey in general, unfortunately.
What about white wine?
No, I'm not a fan of white wine either. I find white wine too dry.
You are aware you have white wine that isn't dry, right?
Yeah.
Just make
Every
sure.
white wine I've had is not very good. Give me a nice red or rosé any day.
Also, I'm still like baffled at how small a world it is, considering the friend of your a friend of Petals.
Yeah, I know, right?
We've come full circle. The island I live on is now officially the belly button of the world.
Yeah, a friend of Petals that she studied with in Aberystwyth. Apparently, Chris's friends know her.
Yeah.
No,
I have
life,
probably,
no! That's
I have
wrong!
probably met her. I don't remember people well, so I probably met her without actually remembering her name. But she's gone to school here. She's approximately my age, I believe.
Approximately, yeah.
So now I have a way to get at Liam if he cuts me out.
But yeah, she's studying in Budapest right now.
Budapest!
In Buda or Pest?
So which
Speaking
one
of
should I try
things-
first? Should I try Turkish
Yes.
pepper or should I try
Yes.
Well,
Hockey
that's
pulver.
the Turkish pepper is a hard candy, so unless you intend to chew it, which I mean, you wouldn't chew hard candy, would you?
Okay.
The powder you just dip your finger in or something because that's done in a jiffy.
Powder it is then first.
Yep, don't snort it.
I'm guessing you tried that at some point.
Oh yeah, that was
Apparently, it's common in Norway to snort it for some reason.
The smell's a bit to be desired, but let's try it.
How dare you? them's fighting words.
Oh, the freeze frame right there. Perfect. Isn't it delicious?
That is unusual.
So
No,
that's
I'm gonna
hockey
leave all
powder.
Yep.
Okay. That's a very. That's like it's like having salt and sweet popcorn at the same time.
Mm,
I once had that. That's not that bad.
It's like that's how I describe it anyway.
Next.
see, Torm is censoring himself.
Mm. What? I'm
So
muted?
now I've got
You're
the
hiding.
Turkisk pepper. If this ends up burning my mouth out, I will kill you.
I told you, it's not actual pepper.
It's not. Oh,
It's good. It's good. I like that.
Good.
It's all right.
Oh,
It's
it
not
gets
something
better. It gets so much better.
yeah. The actual like Turkish pepper is on the inside. The outside is just salty licorice.
Oh, I see.
Yes, but they have this convenient hole that goes straight through it, so it will drip feed you the stuff.
Seems all right so far.
Yeah, I like it. We make if you take that, like a deciliter of vodka, and melt that in a pot, and then you add more vodka, then you got some good vodka.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm starting to get like slightly burning sensation now.
Don't overthink it, man.
It's all a placebo.
Exactly.
Now, what about the rest of the chocolates? Because there was a lot of assorted stuff. Anything you
Yeah,
particularly
we haven't
enjoy?
actually opened them yet. They're in my cupboard downstairs. I did bring
Oh.
this up though.
Steak.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
That's the best.
Isn't that the
I
one
like.
that's a Kit Kat, basically?
It's kind of like
Um,
a Kit Kat, but better.
Definitely better.
I just saw Obsid smack his head when he saw me drink the orange juice with this, Finn. Is it a bad thing to drink orange
Nope.
juice with this?
It is not.
I have never heard of it, so
It just
it must be a Finnish thing.
It just changes the taste of the orange juice a lot.
Okay.
I've never tried it that myself, so.
Some people don't like it, some people do.
I've
I
never
actually
eaten
like it.
human.
Doesn't seem to be any different from me, but
Oh!
But
Valve
you
stuff.
But you haven't gotten to the best
Valve
part
stuff?
yet, so.
Can we pre-order the Knuckles now?
Knuckles.
Oh, you can
Oh,
pre-order
VR
the
Knuckles.
headset now. Yeah, Valve made their own VR headset now, so you can.
How much is that shit?
Let's see, store. The pre-order opens tomorrow, actually.
That'll explain the 22-hour counter then. That was on the Steam homepage. Or is that for something else?
Oh, that's what I was receiving a news article about on my phone. Okay.
Yes.
Oh! It's that stuff.
Yeah, the new Valve headset and the custom-made controllers. But the controllers are OpenVR standard, so you can use them with Vive and Pyma.
I think they were working with Node on designing those ones, actually.
Yeah.
Because that's the controllers Node were showing off a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I can't order the Knuckles. Not available in your country.
Why?
They're not available in your country?
That's what it says.
Oh no.
You could always order it from the UK or something and get it imported. I don't know.
Yeah, but my brother is leaving by airplane from Aberdeen tomorrow morning.
Yes, because you don't have me and Liam in
Where are
the
you
UK.
again?
Edinburgh.
Does it actually show availability for you guys though?
It
let's
says
see.
coming soon.
Now, if you scroll down to just the controllers,
Yeah, it says coming soon.
okay.
Coming soon for me too.
It might have been that they chose to translate it that way instead, so that we can actually pre-order it tomorrow.
Oh, I love this warning. Warning: cancer and reproductive harm associated with materials used in base station housings of power supply and cables.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I mean, clearly you shouldn't worry about it.
The irony is that's only for the state of California. That should tell you something about the warning.
I suppose, true.
When it's only one state in America, not all of America, just one state.
Then
And it's
again,
the
maybe
nanny
that state is the only one which is clever enough.
No, it's the retarded one. Oh,
Okay,
right.
so
We're not allowed to call people that anymore.
I need to
Female
earn £919.
Don't you have a street corner outside?
I'm not really all that fussed about VR, to be honest. So.
That's amazing.
You know, I'm still sucking on this sweet, and aside from a slight burning sensation, it doesn't seem that bad.
No, it's because it's not actual pepper.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I had to kind of raise my eyebrow when I read the ingredients and it said ammonium chloride, and I was just thinking,
Don't worry about it.
that doesn't sound healthy.
It's perfect.
Isn't that
it's
basically
some-
just licorice?
It's ammonium chloride. Oh, you're definitely going to love the Kicklers.
The what?
The chocolate you brought.
Ah, yes, I'm looking forward to trying that. I gotta make sure that Petal gets some as well, though. So
Well, you just don't eat all of it.
Mm.
Fortunately, it's divided into 4 like strips, so you can just twist
What's
off the
that?
piece you want.
What's that cinnamony, appley, cakey thing?
What?
The cinnamony, cakey.
Well, yeah, but what kind of candy or cake or?
The
Giflar? The little tiny, like, cinnamon bun rolls?
Yeah, Gifla.
be right back a sec.
He's gonna go vomit now.
Too weak.
possibly.
They're like tiny cinnamon buns, basically.
These, right?
No, the fuck is it?
Now we're just all waiting for the moment of
By the
truth.
power of Google.
Did you just Google those cinnamon apple thingies?
No, I just googled Norwegian cakes.
Oh, apple
That's
cake?
one way to go.
Just regular apple cake?
It's the ones Shay sent me in the candy parcel. Cannot remember the name of it now.
Yeah, those were. She sent you quick lunch, I think, and gift lunch.
Or do you mean
As
the
well as-
lefse?
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no apple in those, but there's cinnamon and butter and sugar.
You should have sent him some
you're,
lefse.
Hey, you should offer her some Turkish pepper.
That's always a glorious sight to see. Foreigners trying it for the first time.
Just Petal wants to say hello to Chris and thank you.
Hello to Chris and thank you.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Chris.
I hope you're enjoying the top race.
I said, oh yes. Tusen tack.
You're welcome. Oh, she rehearsed that.
No, I don't remember how to say you're welcome. I don't remember.
Väl bekomme.
Pardon?
Väl bekomme.
Yeah, I need to practice that one before I say it a bit. Yeah. No.
Now be careful about the other things he's trying to get you to eat.
Try the
Which
Turkish
one's
pepper.
that?
The one
Yeah,
he's
try some
talking
Turkish
about right
pepper.
I tried it. It reminds me of like a sweet that I had when I was a child. So I'll be okay with the pepper. It's Liam we need to worry about.
now. Oh yeah.
Isn't it? Okay. Whichever. But yes. So I have toppers. I showed it to my friend Rose, and she was thinking, she's like, oh, send some to Hungary for me. I'm like, mainly no, though. Mainly no. Yeah.
Doesn't she have lots of family here that
I know,
her?
totally. So that's why I did not feel bad, because she can totally get some anyway.
Mm.
And she'll be visiting soon anyway, so not us here struggling in the UK. So
Must be terrible.
it
Not
is.
having toppies.
It is. It is very terrible, especially after knowing it and then just having it taken away from you.
And now that you're going to eat all the other types that I've sent, it's going to
Yeah.
be worse.
Some of them, like I remember, like where is the one that you just have? Is it this one? Lunch?
Yeah. the
I
quick
remember
lunch.
her. This one and another one, which I can't say the name of. I remember her bringing it. But yeah, other than that, I just
Did
remember the
I,
topics.
did I send one called Troika?
Well, that might be pronounced differently than how it's spelled. So I don't know.
Troika.
Where's my phone?
I think I sent one. I forgot to say that that is specifically like marketed towards women.
All right.
Yeah, I can imagine that being the case because that's that's not great.
Now.
Do we have a baby on channel?
Baby on board.
We got a gnome on board.
Do those? You know, we were actually thinking of sending you Welsh cakes, Chris, but I didn't think they would survive the journey, to be honest.
That's too bad.
Shall we begin?
This is new though today.
Ballerina.
Biscuits with chocolate filling and coconuts.
Okay.
Coconut!
That sounds like Pepper would enjoy that.
I'm
Ballerina is
going to
going
enjoy the
crazy.
hell of it. Yeah.
After you trick your dad.
So I'm not sure I could send you this because, while it might be
Man.
considered a
What is it? Sorry.
Jew cake.
Okay. What exactly is it?
A cookie.
It's a Jewish soft cookie kind of thing.
Jewish soft cookie. Okay.
It's a cookie made of
Um,
Jews.
It's kind of like elf grog.
I can say
Yes.
it because I'm a Jew, but
Ironically, you moved out from the Netherlands, right?
who?
Torm, you used to live there, didn't you?
I used to live in Belgium,
Yeah.
small country to the south of the Netherlands.
Yes. Very
The
close.
fake country, which is just a
The
province
fake
of
one.
France.
No, I mean they have the international court that they established for themselves.
You might have actually had these there then, because they are.
Yeah.
They originated.
Pedals waving
in,
by.
Oh, now I want some of that.
She
You
was
like
asking,
this?
actually, do you like brown cheese?
No.
No.
It's
No.
oh, that's terrible considering where you live, Chris.
It is.
Speaking
I
of brown,
got,
shall
I
we
got
begin?
suckered. They have Westlandslefse right next to the checkout counter, but there was brown cheese on it. Not cinnamon and butter, which is brown too. So I didn't look too closely, and I open it, and it's
Oh, God, that's
Yeah, that sounds like a bad experience.
that
horrendous.
was.
But yeah, yeah, the M&Ms, yeah.
1 kilo.
1 kilo bag.
So that'll be empty by tonight, right?
Yeah.
Probably. At the rate
So
that
yeah,
I'm eating it.
so the verdict on the orange juice, it seems to make it more sour as it gets, burnier, but that's about it. It doesn't seem...
Burnier.
I'm
Basically.
not sure that's an English word, Liam.
Hey, we have bootylicious in the English dictionary, okay?
Unfortunately.
That I believe, but I'm pretty sure that the other word is not valid.
I mean, I'm pretty sure yeet is getting put into the English dictionary as well, so.
What is, sorry?
Yet!
Yeet.
Yeet.
Yeet. I've never heard that.
Are we beginning yet?
To yeet is when you throw something with incredible force,
Okay,
Thank
fair
you,
enough.
dictionary.com.
as opposed to punting it, in which you kick something with incredible force.
Thank you.
I would have
Fair
been
enough.
an amazing transition into D&D from Yeet, but unfortunately Sepp is not here. With his character.
Well, the only thing we can do then is dab.
Out of curiosity, Tom, did you catch up?
Nope.
Okay.
We gave him a quick TLDR.
So,
According to what I know, you somehow died on your way there.
You are now a halfling?
I think I might need to read over this KLDR you received.
Shall we
so-
begin?
Yes, let's begin.
Yes.
So,
After
The-
3 weeks, I need some D&D.
yeah, the camera pans up from the from the street level up to this magnificent, horrendously pink structure with a bald man standing there right outside the door in a bouncer pose with hands like in front of him. And
Theo, I'm sure that is not how you looked when you went bald that one time.
he has this kind of weird scraggly beard that just doesn't seem to be able to grow any longer than it is.
I know exactly who you're describing now.
And from inside there's this muffled scream, and the camera continues to slowly pan and then turns and heads down the street to
Yeah, we didn't actually catch Torm up on that part, I believe. That might be for the best.
the
Probably.
The camera zooms in on Holmes' back as he struts very happily down the street, having left Stan Greg here for the night at least.
Poor Stan Greg.
At the Pink Unicorn.
Sounds so pink.
House of true pleasure.
True pleasure, I guarantee.
And the camera very in a very Game of Thrones intro style zooms in through the streets and then and pauses for a moment at the window of one of the local inn or taverns or inns rather, with the shutters closed, and then there's just this tiny movement as this dark-skinned man peers out towards the marketplace and then immediately closes the shutters again. And the camera turns around and sees Midrash walking through the marketplace.
As it pans and goes to hear what they're talking, you briefly go past a group, and you all you hear is, "No, mending doesn't work that way."
Oh, they followed us?
And then the retort just goes off into the distance.
Wait, they
Oh.
followed us here?
And then you hear a spoken word rendition of some dude who managed to defeat like 3 boars.
Oh yes.
Yes, the camera stops right in front of this halfling on a small, apple crate, and he's doing a very Shatner-esque rendition of a poem, or song rather, detailing the exploits of the founder of Tribor.
Oh.
A man who is told to have killed 3 boars.
Single-handedly?
Yes.
In one day.
Wow, boars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he was level 1, he probably leveled.
True.
Especially if you solo with it.
Yeah. If he had a party of 10, he probably didn't level, but that's just, Shall we go kill a dragon?
Fine by me. What do you guys want to do?
Where is the nearest dragon from here?
Probably closer than you think.
Yeah. I would guess that there are some in the mountains.
I mean,
suppose in about 87 or 88 years, there's going to be or there might still actually be an elder brain below us.
Oh, that's
yeah.
nice.
Let's not go face an elder brain. That's just a bad idea all
No,
around.
we left that over in Yartar.
Yeah, I mean, it probably will move in 80 years to below us. Anyways, let's continue.
You'll just
To kill
slowly
something.
squelch its away.
Kind of like a slug.
Yeah.
No one never
Even
knows how
smaller.
an elder brain moves. It's like Krang. It builds a body and then gets into it and then walks. And
The
then
worst part about elder brains is that they need slaves to give them massages.
I know, right? That was a weird moment in the book. It was like, eh?
Making a note. Krang, except it's a huge statue with an elder brain in its torso.
What's a cran? Oh, Cran, the from Teenage Mutant Ninja Hero Turtles. I remember.
Yep.
Yeah,
he was awesome. He had a
Got-
super body.
he was all right.
Hold
He
on,
was
hold on.
cute.
Did Liam just get a reference?
Yes, he did.
Yes, Liam did.
Apparently, I can give him references that he gets. So
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I will hereby be
In the hard
his
shell,
translator.
Turtle power.
Now
Anyways,
I just want to hear the Power Rangers theme again.
Now I want to listen to the Ice-T Ninja rap.
The what? Ice-T Ninja?
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Never heard of that one.
That is from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, I believe.
Ah, right.
It's such an awesome
But
book.
there are no such Ninja Turtles underneath the city.
Actually,
Now that would be an interesting character. A total assassin.
Total Monk.
Or Shadow
well, I mean,
Monk,
that's
yeah.
Michelangelo.
I guess that's
We
the
all
next
know.
one shot, huh?
Yeah.
Total.
Total group.
Didn't we already have All Monk one shot though?
Yes, unfortunately. And you missed your chance to make all totals.
I mean,
We
I
had
thought
one.
about it, but then I
You
thought,
had one.
nah.
Anyways, let's continue. I haven't yet explored the city. I want to kill something.
Hey, you will have to wait your turn until I'm done finding that pot to melt the ingot.
It's like looking through a
Are
needle
you
through a
really
haystack.
searching for a pot?
Yes.
Don't you have the spell for melting stuff?
He doesn't have air forge.
No.
No.
Well, I mean, that's
And
just
only
regardless, I
two
need
people-
to have a cauldron to have it in.
The only two people who add air forge are dead or gone.
Well, I mean, would it count that I was considering taking it?
Only if you actually had it.
I just considered having it.
So what's the plan? What do you want to accomplish?
I don't know. I'm still waiting for him to get a cauldron.
I still have my dream of getting that worked.
I have a dream. I mean, Coneyberry is very close by.
Actually, I was heading back to the inn to try seeing if I could cheat my way around.
Wait, you need a cauldron? Really?
The black cauldron.
Something
specifically.
to melt it. I need to melt it into one ingot.
I mean, if you're... Okay, I will do it in character. So, you're looking for a cauldron?
Well, anything really that can hold the metal so I can melt it into a specific sized ingot.
Are you aware that many places that cook have a big cauldron to cook soup in?
I've gone around the market, and apparently all of the unused ones were not for sale. The only one that were in the town has been sold to Coneyberry. I'm considering going up there to steal it. I mean, it's wasted in the hands of that guy.
Can't you just take one from one of the inns here?
Yeah, but here's the thing. They want to have food in it. I want to have flux and metals and slag. Which means it's probably going to be impossible to use it for food again after.
We can share.
Share what?
Half of it will be flux, half of it will be food.
It doesn't work that way.
You put the lid atop the flux, and then you put the food on top.
Yeah, but you don't want to eat food that's been together with flux and all that stuff.
I won't.
I mean,
eat
I
it.
can ask if one of them want to sell me one, which means
Yeah.
they'll have to not make soup and stuff for a while.
I mean, or we can just take one and give it back when we're done.
That's not nice.
It's not stealing if you give it back. See it as a
It
loan.
kind of is.
No, you give it back.
Yes, but it's not in the same state that it was taken in.
Well, I mean, if you clean it really good.
I wonder what the lower limit for lead poisoning is.
I mean, we can always experiment and see when that occurs.
Sorry.
Sounds
about
like
that.
they're about to have involuntary experimentation.
I don't think that it's considered not to
I might have
willingly
a way around
stay
the
from-
entire issue.
Oh, that's a shame. I was
Yes.
really going into the experimentation thing.
Well, this is an experiment too.
Okay.
Because Hey, Hammond, take off your scale mail. Wait, it's not scale mail. It is.
Hammond, take something off.
Take it off, Hammond.
Take
it off.
Take it off.
What are they
Be
wearing?
naked. Woo!
I mean,
Party!
it's decaying around about now.
Oh no, they're pristine bones.
Ah.
I salted them and everything.
Yeah, but how long does salting really last?
Forever. You know, it's not about being salty. It's about
Skin.
them not having any water in it.
In all seriousness, though, how have you embalmed them or something to make sure they're preserved?
You don't.
Dried
Don't
and
we need to
salted in
embalm
barrels of salt. That's the entire point of bone because it hardens and calcifies the bones.
Mhm.
Most moisture is the danger of. Don't ask me why I studied this.
Actually, I mean, I studied it as part of when I went to a museum about memories.
Yeah, I studied it just because it actually had no bearing whatsoever on my casting of the spell.
Good job.
Because the game does not give a shit in the book about that. Anyways, he has scale mail and I've had him take it off.
What is this though? Is this a park?
It's a graveyard.
It's a
Yes.
cemetery.
It's a park for dead people.
Wait, maybe I
So
can do something with that.
Oh God!
I would like to cast Reshape Metal
Mhm.
on the scale mail
All right.
and reshape it into a half plate. The thing is, a half plate is 5 pounds lighter,
Mm,
which means I'm going to have to shape it so that there's a easily break-offable piece of metal somewhere that I can just... Because I cannot add or remove any metal,
so
according to the spell.
it's like. So it's like when you're putting together Warhammer figurines, and there's just this like little bit there that you have to break.
Yep. Yep.
The molding flash, basically.
Basically.
And this is equally expensive.
Yeah, I used to have Warhammer figurines.
Right.
Why are we talking
So-
Warhammer?
Does it work?
Metal, hey?
Because I cannot add or increase or decrease the amount of metal.
Alright.
And that's where the problem is. In my hotel, or not hotel,
Hotel
in
room. Alright, let's move.
We are to the town. What is a town?
A big inn.
Wouldn't but what? I mean, I suppose if you move around where the protection for the metal is best, that would probably work. But I mean, don't you need more metal for the extra protection?
If it's lighter,
No,
it makes
because
no
a
sense.
half plate is lighter.
Mhm.
Because it's actually a less complex device. It's just scale mail is chains and then scales over it and full body coverage. Whereas a half plate is literally just that. It's just a half plate for your chest.
Kind of.
Yet it offers more protection.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. It's like, how does that work?
Yeah, it doesn't. That's the answer.
I believe the thing is that vitals are protected better because it's a thick plate, singular piece. It's not they can get between the scales and stuff to kill. I think that's the reasoning behind it.
I suppose if you look at it that way.
Maybe
You know, in that logic, you could wear both.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
But it will still count for the higher AC, technically. So yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't work.
Great. I'm gonna upgrade all of their armors to plate mail. Or half plate, I mean.
Alright.
Plate mail? That's a whole new
Now
ball.
now I won't have to buy the fucking horse
Or the cauldron, for that matter.
or the cauldron.
So, why are we here?
Oh, this is the town right next to Yartar, so
Yeah, I
we
know.
had to go somewhere. and I still have to wait here for the shipment from Yartar. And, well, I
Do you know
believe
where they're
we're
shipping
going
it to?
Yeah, I told the guys over at number 14 is over at Tribord Travelers that the shipment should be coming that way in the next day or two.
So why do we need to wait for a day or two instead of just doing something?
Well, you're free to do whatever you want.
Oh, good.
I'm doing this. And, Holm took
Home?
Greg to, experience life.
Oh, sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
want
sure
to
where
go.
they went, but, I'm sure if you wander around, you'll probably find them. Let
I
me know
have
if
something.
Wait,
I have something to
wasn't
do.
there a message you wanted me to send?
Yes, to my friend.
Did I send it?
Okay. I didn't get a response yet because of the DM. There's a delayed transmission.
The DM. Oh yeah, the delayed message.
Hello.
Which
Lag.
is this?
Whoa, that's a long time ago. Let's see.
'Cause the one that you
Mhm.
sent over to your friend, I did give you a response for that.
No,
There
it's
were
the second
two.
one.
One moment. I believe I sent it to Lukash.
'Cause there was another message which was Neverwinter, I believe.
No, that's his
Well,
message.
Yeah. I remember a second one, so.
Second one.
What was the date? 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes,
can't have
sorry.
been that many.
Wait, what?
Can't have sent that much text in the meantime. Wasn't it in the chat though on the Roll20?
Could be. But
So,
then we
James
need to
May,
follow up.
you are now wearing half plate. Your AC goes up by an amazing 1.
But-
Yay.
I have business to attend to.
Jeremy Clarkson, you are now wearing half plate. Your AC goes up by 1. Richard Hammond, yeah, I'll give you half plate too. Your
He's
AC goes-
Richard? That doesn't fit as him.
Who are you to judge?
So next you
he
want to
doesn't
call
have the
him
personality of a Richard.
James
He
Hammond
doesn't
and
have
Jeremy Richard
He doesn't have any personality.
whatsoever.
It fits perfectly.
And Richard needs to have a personality.
Well, in the context of the rest of them, I suppose if he has the most personality, then that counts.
Yeah. By
Right.
the way,
Yes.
I'll do it in character. By the way,
Yes?
I know you enjoy changing cups and stuff into other things. If you have requests, I can mold that into custom designs if you want, since you want them to have feet and walk around.
Sorry, I missed the beginning. What did you say?
Your tiny
Just cut off for
servants.
Yeah? What about them?
Well, with my spell, I can make them a bit more custom if you want, features and
Oh.
appearances.
uh,
Not today,
well.
I'm tired.
okay. Yeah, we didn't do anything today, but okay.
No, I've done this. The spell is going to exhaust my supply
I see.
for today.
So, want to come with me to the cemetery?
What?
Do you want to come with me to the cemetery?
Boy, do I!
I do!
Now, under normal circumstances, I'd be happy to visit a cemetery and hang and see the sights, but The one in town here is Kellenvor's. I'm not sure I would be so welcome.
What is a Kalimbo?
Kellenvor is the deity of the dead, I believe.
Oh, sounds like a nice place to be. So,
Let me double check my memory.
Guys.
Yeah, Lord of the Dead and Judge of the Damned. Yeah, you
Sounds
probably
nice.
shouldn't go.
I'll go visit. Do you want me to tell him anything from you?
I don't know. I've never spoken to the man.
I thought that he's a god.
Yeah, but he used to be a man, I think.
Or maybe a woman.
Is he actually a god right now?
I don't know. Does he have? Do gods have genders?
Maybe he's a turtle. Anyways, I'm off.
Yeah,
And I'll start walking to the door.
Say hi to Holm if you see him.
Sure. I'm
Also,
hoping
be wary of the halfling on the corner. He's terrible. You might have to show him a thing or two.
Is it? By the way, is it allowed spells in this town?
Yeah, there's no peace bonding or anything.
Woohoo!
Just don't kill people.
And I will be off to downstairs first of all. Look at the inn's place. How does it look at the moment? How filled is it or empty is it?
It's not particularly busy at this kind of hour.
What time is it? Because I don't know what happened until now.
I think it's late afternoon.
Okay.
Early evening.
So I will start heading off to the. First of all, what is one? Center Market.
Mm-hmm. So you are currently where Midrash's token is. So.
1 second, I need to check a spell.
And you don't know that someone is trying to hide in plain sight in that building.
No, I'm actually going to the. I think I will go to the market.
Let's
This
Yeah, I will
little
go
piggy
to
went to
market.
market.
I will go to the market. Were they there? I mean, did I see it yet or not?
What, the halfling?
What?
Or
No, I mean the market. Did I see the market?
yes, you would have seen the market.
How crowded is it?
It's fairly busy. There's a couple dozen people selling goods here, and about double that as far as clientele.
So quite stuffy,
Well, I mean,
crowded.
I wouldn't say necessarily crowded, considering it's like 400 feet across. But yes, there's a fair amount of people.
All right, I will go off to the market, and I will search for the crowdiest place in the market.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will look if there is any, if there are any crates there that I can stand on.
Yes, there are crates there.
I will kind of look around, looking that the owners of the crates aren't around at the moment. Quickly climb on it, and take out my flute. And then I will kind of look around, warm up my throat, and cast. Where is it? Musical mural.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I can do spells here. And I will make a very nice feeling to the place. And it will kind of everything will look kind of brighter, lighter, on the lighter side of things as I start going through my performance and put a small what do I have here to put on the floor? Hold up. Forgot what I have in my inventory. Give me a sec. Wait, where did that go? What did I do with that?
So immediately as you climb up on the crate
Mhm.
and start warming up your throat,
Mhm.
you see the halfling, um, like about 100 feet away, still going through his own performance, which has been going on for most of the day, actually. Uh,
He's dedicated.
yeah, he came here very early in the morning, and he's still going through with it very slowly. He is kind of giving you the stink eye as you climb up on the crate and start like warming up.
Mhm.
But
And
he doesn't interrupt his own performance.
I will take out in my mess kits. Do I have a cauldron?
Probably not. No, it would be more like small pots. That sort
Okay,
of stuff.
I will take out one of the small pots, and before I do the other spell, I mean I will do the music mural, but then I will cast also the tiny servant to animate one of my servants,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will hand him the small pot and say, and kind of tell him to for now wait and hold it, and then I will start my performance to try and kind of draw people in with my performance. And once I will finish my performance, I will ask him to go around to gather money.
All right.
A performer will never gather himself, so yeah. Let's roll performance. Let's see what I do. Damn it.
Damn it, rolls a 25.
Yep.
That's
I
a
have a
damn
plus
it.
9.
How's that a damn it?
It could have been much better.
A low 16 roll.
Yeah, it's super low.
Yep. So there's about 20 people gathered around now. They all stop their um, own activities at the market and gather around you
Mm-hmm.
to listen in. And your tiny servant starts going around looking for,
After my performance.
well, yeah, after the performance, your tiny servant goes around looking
Mhm.
for anyone who would wish to donate to your good cause.
It's only good causes.
Yeah. Let's see. Your tiny servant arrives back to you after going through the crowd. Um, with the tiny servant, you have received 3 gold coins, 9 silver, and 12 copper.
Alright. And then I will keep going around the market looking for kids, if there are, that seem to be homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give away. I mean, I'm guessing that the 3 gold came as 3 gold.
Yeah, 3 gold coins.
Yeah. So 1 second, let me just check something.
You actually do not find any, like... Yes, there are, like, street kids, but none of them
Okay.
seem homeless.
Oh. How nice for them.
From your travel into the city and around the
Mhm.
previous day, you would also know that Tribor is very seasonal. So currently, now that it's fall, actually winter, there aren't as many people living in the city as during the summertime. So there are plenty of houses empty around this time of year.
What would be the since it's seasonal? What would be normally the god worshipped in such a place?
Considering the influx of travelers, it would be a very wide pantheon actually. Anyone is, well, basically anyone is welcome, as long as they don't cause trouble or evil to start popping up.
So I will, after the performance, after I see that there are no kids that are homeless that really need the money, I will head to the cemetery.
All right.
Dum 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 dum.
So Drake, you're in your room and you hear someone new joining the market's festivities or activities.
Would it be close enough to actually be affected by the spell?
What's the range?
60 feet
60 feet.
sphere.
Then no.
60 feet radius, though.
Even then, no.
Okay.
You would have had to be fairly close to the middle of the
Yeah.
market, so.
Do I recognize the sound?
The sound, not necessarily, but if you look outside, you would see a very familiar seeming gnome out there.
Yeah. I'll poke my head out slightly, just kind of part the curtain slightly to see who's who it is. As soon as I see him, I just scowl, make my way back, and just lie on my bed, and kind of got my hands against my ears, not wanting to hear.
So after this, I will head to the cemetery. I will put back the pot in my backpack and the servant can follow me. Finally he has some time to walk around by himself, so I will let him walk around by himself with me.
Yep.
When I get to the cemetery, how does the entrance look like? Is it fenced or is it just an open cemetery?
It's walled with a low wall, a low stone
Okay.
wall all around. The
That's
cemetery
giving me full
itself,
cover.
the cemetery itself is kind of on a hill, so it like rises up towards the middle of the cemetery.
So
And
can I enter?
Yes, you can hop the wall very easily. There are also little gates around the surrounding wall, so you can get into where the headstones and like little crypts are. Then there's the main building, which is like the main gate.
Temple?
Yeah, it's a temple dedicated
I will
to
head there.
Palamore.
Yeah, I will head there. And I will. First of all, I want to see what's inside. How does the temple look like?
It's a very small, or well, as far as temples go, it is a very small circular building. It's not particularly ornate. It seems like this structure is mostly dedicated to burial rites, I suppose. So people gather here to send off the dead, basically.
Are there any priests at the moment here? Clerics?
Yes, there are a few milling about.
Alright. I will, first of all, kind of take my time, like 5 minutes, kind of look around as they millie about and see who's in charge or such. And one moment, sorry, my bad.
So what is Home doing during that?
One moment, sorry. Where is the...
I would just be taking a nice slow walk back towards the inn.
Alright.
Shnia?
You're very satisfied with what you have done this time, Greg?
Yep.
Mission accomplished.
There's a huge banner which suddenly drops behind you. Red and white stripes and a little blue section with white stars on it, and then it says mission accomplished.
I know about 12 different variations of that tune if you want to hear them all.
We have finally found the thing that you understand. Reference.
Final Fantasy? Of course.
So this torment here. Drake,
Yes.
what are you up to?
Hello.
Well, after seeing the crazy gnome who almost got me killed, Drake's
never
just
got
kind of
that killed.
thinking, will he get an opportunity to kill the little bastard?
Murder.
I mean, I'm at the right place for that.
I know, right? I was thinking that's just ironic, but aside from that, Jake's going a little stir crazy in his room, so he can just avoid the center of town, because he doesn't want to run into these guys. He'll head out.
You're trying to avoid the center of town by staying right at the center? Just asking.
Where is my inn? Is it in the center?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Well,
smart.
just gonna
I'm trying to avoid being in the
draw
center.
a
Let's take this
thing.
in the middle.
To be fair, you picked it before the others showed up.
Yeah, so you know,
Raid on your parade.
I'll head out and see what I can find when I'm in the city.
All right. Then SR. Let's continue with you.
Yes. So, after I look around, can I notice who is like higher ranking or stuff like that? Because I'm taking like 5 minutes to kind of watch around, see who's kind of responsible or stuff like that.
Yeah. None of them seem all that occupied with talking to each other or showing any signs of outward respect to each other. All of them wear very somber gray clothes, very simple clothes,
So just the opposite of what I'm wearing. Nice.
basically. They are all kind of milling around this like central hall, circular hall, and going along this like lists of names written on the walls. And they are dusting the wall as well as like making little markings on next to the names as well.
I will approach a random one that seems less occupied at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of as I approach, does he notice me or does he just keep doing whatever he's doing?
He seems fairly occupied with what he's doing, but he can't miss the footsteps approaching him. Not
I will
in this
kind of
sort of a hall.
I'll kind of stop in front of him and then kind of wait for my tiny servant to to get there. And then I will say, so, I noticed that this place is rather silent.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I mean, I do get that it's all about, death and all that, but even death has many faces. There are some people who enjoy the company of death.
In more ways than one.
What
Yes,
would you
but
say if you got more worshippers to your faith?
worshippers? No.
I mean, to your god?
Our god does not particularly worry himself over followers. He does
I
not
mean,
need
you-
many, only those who wish to dedicate themselves to the caretaking of the dead.
And you have enough of those.
For the time being, at least. Until the
Yes,
next
but-
war.
I see. So, you don't need any help with finding practitioners.
Nah, not at the moment.
I was thinking that if you do, we could organize a fair.
A fair to death?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
Well, as fine as that thought is, perhaps it could at least wait a while. Sir Oswin's day is coming very soon now.
What is that? Sorry, I don't know much about this world.
So,
Or, I mean, if my character doesn't know, then don't tell me, but I'm just asking, like...
yeah, so the halfling serenading the people in the marketplace would have been part of this, or the part of the preparations. Sir Oswin's Day is a celebration to, well, Sir Oswin, who was the founder of Tribor, and they celebrate him every year around this time.
Why would they need to ready themselves for that?
It's,
Alright.
It's just one of those things. It's a whole thing that they do.
That they like to do.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking, if you can't do that, if you don't want the fair, we could do a holiday after the dead.
I believe the dead get enough rest, at least for the most part.
Well, you haven't seen what I've seen. I've seen dead walking.
As
Oh
have
dear.
I. Unfortunately, it is far too frequent.
Indeed. So, let's make a holiday out of it.
Oh, you mean like the Northerners who take clubs and use them on seals? I believe they are.
How does that help
Except-
anything?
Except that our target would be the undead. Is that
That
what
might
you...
be work. That would work. No? No takers? Really? Alright. Do you mind if I take a walk around the cemetery?
Not at all.
Thank you. Come along, come along. And the tiny servant will walk alongside. And I mean, since I control it mentally, I will make it walk extra noisily as I walk out. And I will head to this pool. I will just want to see what's there. If I see any big crypts, I would like to stop before that.
Sure. So the green.
This is not
splotches
a-
there.
yeah.
They're like little bits of little bits of trees and stuff like that that have been grown there to offer some shade.
What's that had there?
There are a fair amount of these small crypts around, littered between the headstones. There's no central location for these crypts, really.
Are there any that are like bigger than the rest, older than the rest, stuff like that?
There are definitely older ones. None of them are very big. They're all sizable enough that they will hold between 1 and maybe 6 at the most.
Are they open or are they gated?
They are gated.
Is it can I manage to open it, or is it like a lock kind of thing?
So yeah, there's a lock on the gate, and then most of them have like this little bit of fence, and then the gate, which is locked. You could probably hop over the fence, but then there's also like a stone slab as a door to most of them.
Alright, so they really don't like their dead walking around. So I will get to the trees and then just spend like an hour or two finding little animals, and I believe I can talk to small animals, can't I? Too long have I not been? Yes, I can talk to small animals. So I will kind of speak to small animals and see, I mean, kind of the mood of things, how is it going and stuff like that. And then afterwards, after an hour or so, I will head back to the inn.
Which bit of trees are you heading to?
The northern one.
Alright.
It's a bigger tree.
Let's see. Okay, good. As you're there, sitting around, passing the time, talking to these small animals, birds and squirrels and that sort, which are still sticking around even though it's getting colder by the day.
Are they complaining about it?
Well, yes, but not necessarily overtly. It's more like humans when they're complaining about the weather. Like, it's always...
It's getting cold!
Yeah, it's always too cold, it's always too hot. It's never... it's never good. So, towards the end of your hour, as it's getting later on in the day a bit, you hear some scrambling at the wall to the north, and
I'll probably also look towards there once
Yeah.
I hear that.
the animals immediately scatter in response to the noise, and you
Did
see
they
this,
say anything before they did they leave?
Not particularly. They
Okay.
just reactionary response.
Run away, yeah.
Flee. After a moment, you see this small, kind of frail humanoid figure burst through some of the bushes, and then slump over one of the roots of a tree nearby, and you can see that its skin is green and very rough. He has also seemed to be bleeding fairly recently.
I will slowly head toward it, carefully trying to notice if I see anything unusual except for the green skin. I mean, is it a human or is it just humanoid?
This is a goblin.
Okay, so I have no problem with him. Hello there!
He looks up towards you for a moment and like reaches out towards you with one hand and goes, "Help!" And then kind of slumps back over the root.
I will head towards him and kind of keep like 5 feet away from him for a moment and say, "What happened?"
And you can see that he is grasping onto this very roughly made hand axe, but he is clearly not in the shape to wield it.
I will ask my tiny servant to pull it away from him as I cast a cure wounds.
All right. So he's just about to croak something about not taking away his axe when you hear him, and he immediately like almost bounces to his feet, kind of surprised, and
I will then look at him and say, "I moved the axe just in case you're hostile. Do I need to be worried about you?"
he shakes his head. You can see that he is completely covered in dried blood, and he kind of looks towards the tiny servant with the hand axe for a moment, and then back to you. You can
I will
see this,
tell
like,
mentally my tiny servant to kind of look as if it's wielding it. Kind of lifting it up.
He goes, you help me. I'll make you rich for this.
Huh? You will see Asar kind of looking confused at him as he says that.
Yes.
Who are you?
Very rich. Squelch.
Nice to meet you. I'm Asar. And I will put my hand out to shake his hand.
He looks very confused at your hand.
I will
and
kind of
slowly like mimics your like offer of a handshake, but doesn't actually.
I will then kind of grab his hand and shake it. Why are you here? What's wrong? Why do you bloodied?
Squelch, part of Death Rock tribe. To that way. He points towards the north.
Why are you bloodied?
There was fight.
With who?
Big dragon. My tribe kill it. But
What dragon?
big red dragon. Had
You killed a
lots
red dragon.
lots of gold.
Uh-huh.
And huge pile of gold.
So
Chief-
why are you
Chief-
here?
Chiefs say nobody else get gold. So Squelch challenge. Squelch fight.
And you lost?
Yes. But
How far
that's
is it?
Squelch's fault.
How far is this place?
Not now.
Day? 2? 3? 10?
Maybe day.
I will kind of look at what he's geared with, except for the hand axe that I kind of moved away from him.
Mhm.
What is he kind of wielding or having on him?
He's wearing this very ragged loincloth, and tucked underneath that, well, partly tucked underneath that, is kind of this bundle of cloth which goes over the shoulder and kind of like covers half his chest and like same on the back.
So,
He's not very
anything
well
else? Oh.
armored at all.
I will ask him, so, what are you doing in the city?
Came find adventures.
Well, you're in luck. I am writing down the story of some adventurers. I am a book writer. We'll be famous soon.
Good. Good. Squelch higher.
Higher?
Yes.
You don't seem so much higher than me.
No. What?
You don't seem taller than me.
He looks extremely confused and like looks at
You just said that you're higher than me.
Squelch don't understand.
What do you mean by higher? Or do you mean hire me?
Higher party. Give gold.
Well, if so, why don't you follow me?
He kind of looks over at his hand axe.
I will look at my tiny servant for a moment and start walking away, and then the tiny servant will slowly walk to him and offer the hand axe. And then it will quickly run after me.
He takes the hand axe and kind of like warily puts it or tucks it underneath the loincloth. So like the axe head is like jutting out and the handle goes in between. And then he starts running after you.
Yeah, he will probably run after the tiny servant who's running after me.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be heading towards the inn that we're staying at.
All right. Are you taking side roads? Or are you going
No,
straight through the middle?
I'm not feeling that I need to hide, so I'm going to go straight for it, in the straightest way that I can go.
Okay.
I will keep an eye on him though, because he was wounded, so I'm not like trying to run away from him.
So Squelch notices that you're heading straight towards the middle of town, and you hear from behind, no, not over there.
Why not?
People not like Squelch.
Why not?
Don't know.
Well, you're in luck. I'm guessing that as we are going out, he's saying that. I mean, out of the cemetery.
As soon as
So
you
I will-
start heading off towards the market.
So I will kind of point back to this cemetery and go in. And I will take out one of my costumes of a poor kid and start clothing him.
All right.
And I will tell him, you should probably give me the axe. Kids don't have axes.
Why not?
It has something to do with humans. They really don't like kids having weapons to harm themselves.
Fumi's very confusing.
Well, just hand me the axe.
He hands you the
I will
axe.
hand you back. I will put it away in my backpack, not finding any use for a hand axe, and start walking towards the inn. But this time I will actually hold his hand so it seems like I'm trying to help a kid.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Do I need to roll anything for for the costume that I put on him?
No, you don't.
Okay. So I'm heading towards the inn, straight. I'm not trying to avoid anything.
All right. Cool. So eventually you get back to the inn you're staying at.
I'm heading straight for Madrash.
The frost-touched frog, and you arrive at the inn. By this point, home has made a return. Dash
Oh, hi, home.
probably somewhere.
I'm probably just sitting downstairs.
I will
For the
tap
moment.
at your back as I pass. Come along. I have business to do with you.
I'm just gonna look very confused at SR leading a small green child.
It's not well. He's hidden underneath a costume, so you just see probably a kid.
Small green child. Unless you have
Costume
face paint.
normally is like costume should normally be like also mask. I'm guessing.
Latex masks in this day and age?
No, not latex, but I don't know, wood.
You just said a child costume.
Fine, a green kid.
Where'd you find the ugly kid?
He's
See
not
half
ugly.
orc.
Maybe. Come along.
I'll just pick up my book that I was reading at the bar.
You're reading books.
I'll just show you the cover of the book, and it's the Draconic for Dummies again.
Ah, that book. How is it going?
Slow.
What letter are you at?
Somewhere between D and E.
There's a letter between that? Interesting. Anyways, come along. And I will head up towards Midrash and loudly knock at his door because I want him to be ready for someone getting in.
How much time has passed since he left?
I believe like 2 hours or more.
At least hour and a half.
At that point, I would have finished the initial business, so by this point, I'll be back into. Oh, that's going to be interesting. I'll be trying to sort through the madness of the Kira.
All right.
I haven't touched that in a while. It needs to be sorted.
Yep. Go open the handout for it. Because holy cow, it's been a while. Kira. All right.
Bum bum.
Bum bum bum.
Good. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh! I knew it!
Oh god.
I
That is interesting.
knew it!
Okay.
Hello, goodbye. Goodbye, hello.
I noticed Chris's face was paused, stuck in this really iconic look, so I had to have to look.
Yeah.
It'll fix itself. It's Discord being shitty.
Well, I hope, because now it's just a black screen for me.
Actually, for me, it's fine.
Me, it's fine as well.
It's
Well,
just you, Tio.
Well, when we take a break,
No.
I might need to rejoin.
Just Discord being shitty.
Yeah.
Discord
I mean,
is. Buggy
Are we
like-
still in the Russian zone?
No, we're in Central Europe actually.
Okay.
Okay. Midrash, take 8 points of psychic damage.
Sounds nice.
8 points of psychic damage?
Ooh.
Even though I already attuned to it, damn it.
Yep. That's
This thing is going to be the end of me.
Does it at the worst opportune moment.
Alright, so.
She's just sitting there, tongue hanging out, just gargling. There's a as you.
Let's see. All right. You try and get through the corruption and madness in the Kira. Focusing on it and going through everything as best you can. When you kind of tug on the wrong detail and find yourself suddenly caught up in a vision, and you are transported into a to the side of a small town, completely surrounded by these massive stone pillars. Basically, this massive scale Stonehenge all around the small town. And you are in the middle of the village, looking out to see on a nearby hill three crumbling stone statues. All of them with their hands up, pointed towards the sky, as if chanting something. All around you in the village is just plain old death and destruction, basically. You see the corpses of humans and elves and halflings, as well as orcs and ogres, all littering the street running through the town. And you see high above you in the sky the moon kind of sparkling in the night. And as you look up to the sky, you feel something cold against your chest, and look down and see a pair of elven hands holding on to what seems to be a ritual dagger, which has been plunged into your own chest. You see, like, your hands are elven hands and they're holding the dagger, and that has pierced you. And it is at this moment that the vision suddenly snaps you back to reality. You hear this loud bang.
So the pain I felt was the actual, like, stab.
Mm-hmm.
And the knocking is what I'm hearing, I'm guessing?
Yep.
You'll hear grunting and grumbling from inside the door.
Are you dressed?
I think so.
I will look at Holm questioningly. What does that mean?
Madrash, have you at least got pants on?
Are you? Yes.
Okay.
I will open the door.
Wait, no, I have robes.
I will actually. I will not head in. I will actually kind of pull the goblin to go in first, as I go in after him.
All right. So, Midrash, the door opens, and suddenly a small green-skinned humanoid figure is coming.
I mean, I'm following right
coming
behind
in.
it, right? I'm not
Yeah.
like half an hour later coming in. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure.
Hands on his shoulders, like you're trying to introduce your child.
So, Midrash, you've seen goblins before. You had a fair few encounters with them back in the Sunless Citadel. This is very obviously a goblin being marched into your room.
Squad, take aim.
No! Don't take him. I asked you. He's a innocent bystander.
The rattling
he's not
of
armed.
4 crossbows. Just
He came as
Why?
here to convey a message, or to hire us.
It's a goblin.
Yes, I know. I
Why
can
are
see that.
you? Why are you bringing a goblin into my room, standing like that, dressed like that?
I dressed him.
Do you have a illegitimate wife somewhere?
I don't believe so.
Is this your child?
No,
May I kill it?
no.
Why not?
He has a quest for us.
It's a goblin.
Yes.
I'm just gonna like look over the top of SR. Just lean over and look at the goblin that I mistook for a half-orc child. I'm like, huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now I look after it. I see.
Squash pay well. Big pile of dragon gold to be taken.
Apparently, they were in luck and they probably killed something that resembles a dragon.
You do realize we have business in the morning and then we're leaving for a very important thing, right?
Well, we have the entire night.
Yes, I was planning to sleep.
Well, I mean,
You know, the thing that normal people do at night?
well, we can then delay what we were doing to tomorrow, to the day after.
I do believe I impressed on you the rather high level of importance on this assignment.
You know, end of the world kind of shit.
Yeah. But
And
we
you want to
seem
go
have
fight
been-
a red dragon?
No, he's dead.
I mean, technically, aren't you guys looking for a red dragon anyway?
Death Rock tribe. Kill dragon and take gold. I want kill chief. Take gold.
Oh, say, Squelch. How long will he be residing at the same place?
Long. Plan to make new home. Top of tower.
What kind of tower is it? Do you know the name?
No. Big pointy
You know the
tower.
way? Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of towers are pointy. That's not really a significant fact about the tower.
Big pointy tower. Very top had big doors. Meant for dragon. Sure.
The doors are meant for dragon, or
For big dragon. To fly in.
I mean, it must be a big tower if a dragon can fit in it.
He just enthusiastically nods his head.
Does the dragon breathe fire?
And how far away is this?
Okay.
If we take the car, it would be less.
I mean, we can help him.
It's a
Look at
goblin.
this. What's your problem with the goblins?
I'm a racist.
I noticed that.
Also, they beat the crap out of us back in the Citadel.
He's not. I didn't beat you. Did you beat anyone at the Citadel? I will look at the Squelch.
The goblins didn't beat me so much as the bushes did.
Did you have to remind me of the Citadel? Now I have to remember all those dead goblin children and females and...
What the hell? What did you do there?
I didn't do any of that. That was Sarum.
He sounds like a bad person.
Yeah, we call him Sarum the Destroyer.
It's kind of weird since he was a druid.
Yeah, we never really understood that part.
So, will we help him?
Do we have to?
I mean, it's helpful to help people and also gold.
Have you seen any proof of this gold?
I will look at Squelch.
He will just look back at you.
Did you actually see any gold?
Yes. Saw the whole hoard.
How big was this hoard?
He holds out his small arms, like as wide as he can, like this big, at least.
Okay, how many of you can make up the hoard?
He he holds up his remaining 8 fingers up.
I believe that's a lot of gold.
You mind if I take the tower then?
I mean, it's a good place to start.
I've been meaning to look into the tower market. I mean, it's not cheap to lease and rent these days.
Yeah, so you can get a free one. Right, Squelch? We can get the tower, right?
Not really care.
Good. So we shall avenge your almost death. And I will kind of pat him on the back.
He coughs up some
and-
blood.
Well, I mean, you're almost a dragon, coughing blood and all.
Blood
So when
dragon.
can we get on our way? And I will look at Midrash asking that.
What?
When can we get on our way?
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Oh, wait.
I don't know about you, but I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Sure. Home. Do you have, by the way, do you know the letter between D and E in Draconic?
Who are you asking me? You were talking to Holmes, so...
Yeah, I'm asking you home.
You're muted.
I'll hold up the book, pull the book out, quickly skim through the page I was on before Essa interrupted me and just point at the letter.
That's just... what is that? That's a D with a weird... What that?
That's Echo!
Excuse me?
You're welcome.
Alright. So, Squelch, you can sleep with home.
When you found him, he sleeps with you.
Yeah,
I don't-
you're only using half your bed anyways.
I'm not using half my bed, I'm using the entire bed. You know, I
You're not
have
that
my
big.
tiny servants that need to sleep as well.
I may have told him that we need a separate kids' room.
Well, I mean... You can take Greg's room. He's not gonna be home tonight.
Alright.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to be home tonight.
Really?
No, he's I think
Experiencing
we
life.
said
He's
you,
occupied.
Experiencing
you
life.
gave him the full treatment, right?
Oh yeah, I gave him the full treatment. And added a little extra on for the bar tab.
Well, okay. This is his first time, so he's probably going to have so much fun he doesn't want to leave.
I said I'd be back for him tomorrow evening, so...
Remind me to ask him all about it.
Oh, it will be a hell of a story.
How are we going to get that out of town tomorrow, though?
What do you mean? I got him here.
It's nighttime. It's easier to not notice him, but
Could put him in the back of the car.
I'll put him in a barrel. I mean,
Then
I did remove his hand axe before we had it here, so it won't seem so threatening. Now, Squelch, you will sleep in a room for a man that is weird in so many ways. And I will
Don't touch
point at
anything.
the room. I will point at the room of Stan.
He will look extremely confused by all of this.
And I will kind of, I will start removing the costume
Mhm.
and put it back in my backpack. This will need to be fumigated. Anyways, in you go! And I will kind of shove him lightly into the room. I will take the key and lock it from the outside. It's for your own protection!
I would like to take out the practice wand and give SR as
Oh, what? Sorry, I didn't hear.
give
us
you
our
a
what?
zap.
What does it do?
Give you a zap.
Okay. Ouch! What was that for?
It's a goblin.
Yes.
You
don't
still
see
don't see the
anything.
problem.
No. Is
Zap.
it because he's so small? Stop doing that!
Goblins are evil creatures.
Your point being.
Speaking of goblins,
Listen,
Oh.
even though some might be evil, or most might be evil, or all of them might be evil, it doesn't really matter. Just a small matter of gold.
I don't particularly enjoy helping evil creatures. What is he going to do once we're done and leave? Will he attack caravans? Will he kill random strangers?
He will be
Will he
alone.
throw a
What the hell
party?
will he do? He is one goblin. Who will he threaten? You?
This
I'll
is
just-
on your head.
After I've led
I'm not
the
putting him
goblin
on my
to
head.
the
That's
room.
heavy. Sorry? Home? What did you say?
Was I leading the little goblin to the room?
I was leading him, but okay.
Or you were leading?
I
I'll
pushed
just-
him into the room and locked him in.
Okay.
For his
I
own
got
protection.
distracted for short ass.
Jeez, Discord is lagging forever.
Mhm.
I will.
And my camera isn't
Standing in
even
the room.
showing up on the stream.
Yep. I
Yep.
know.
So,
The Torm is stuck in a weird position.
Mhm. It's just the two of you two. Just really weird.
so, what's wrong with goblins? I mean, if we're going to kill goblins, what's your problem with it? I don't see the problem. You're going to kill goblins to get your gold.
There's this on your head.
No, I'm not putting
I'm
any
just
goblins
going
on
there
my
from the
head.
tower.
I'm not putting any goblins on my head. It's heavy.
We'll see about that.
Home, what about you? Are you okay with this?
How many
Killing
are allowed?
goblins for for gold.
That sounds like a usual job to me.
Yeah, I don't know what Midrash has against killing goblins.
Question.
Yes.
I'm not in the habit of also killing my employee.
I won't kill Squelch.
You won't.
Wait, we
That's
all
all I
know
said.
how horrible my aim can be sometimes, and sometimes there's casualties in the fight.
All I'm saying is there's going to be a lot of goblins that need killing. It's going to be hard to tell the difference. They're all small and green and ugly.
We can put Squelch on a podium.
Yeah, so he'll be easier to hit. That's a great idea.
I mean, what happened in the fight happened in the fight.
Oh dear.
Are you sure you haven't been spending too much time with Drake?
No.
You should sleep on it and consider that.
I don't sleep on goblins. I'm not putting goblins on my head, nor am I going to sleep on them. It's weird.
I'm gonna need a lot of paperwork for this.
Yeah. I don't believe I have the paperwork for that, but let's just put this off the records. Do you have papers for off the record?
No, because that leaves a record of the after record.
Hmm.
That's the problem with you gnomes. There's always a paper trail, even where there's not supposed to be a paper trail.
That's silly. You need the paper to know what is off the record.
Anyways, my head is
Off
killing
to
me,
bed.
so I'm going to go to bed. If my shipment shows up tomorrow, I'm going to prioritize that first.
Sure. And now you're stuck. Oh, there you go. You're unstuck now. And I will.
I'll see you guys in the morning. I'll just leave the room.
I will head to my room as well, and I will cast my regular protective bubble around me as I go to sleep.
All right.
Before I go to
Rubbing the
sleep, though,
key
my tiny servant will do a small massage for me before I go to bed,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will put him back.
Rubbing
in my
the key around like... was it this that caused the pain, or was it the gnome impending visit?
I mean, you can't say that I'm not bringing you business.
That's one way to look at it, I suppose.
Yeah, we're going to sleep.
All right.
Yay!
Drake,
So
are you
how
dead
much is
yet?
going?
I mean,
Am I dead
locked him in
yet?
his room.
Really? Am I dead yet?
Before we go to Drake, let's take a short break.
Sure.
Alright.
continue.
Indeed, let's continue. Drake, are you dead yet?
Let us.
You know, if you want me to make a new character, you could just say so. I'm just wishing my death already.
We're not wishing your death. We're just worried about you. We haven't seen you.
Well, of course you haven't seen me a little.
Well, I mean, right now it is the adventures of Drake. Or is it the misadventures?
Well,
I mean, we will get a lot of gold, and he will.
I mean, why not both?
Yeah, basically.
Alright. So. Drake.
Drake indeed. Problem child.
Drake.
Where do you wish to go and what do you wish to do? You are heading out and skirting along the outskirts of town.
I'll head towards number 13, Elgroff's Arms, first of all.
Alright.
Just to see if they have any interest in prosthetic designs or anything like that.
Alright.
You do understand that they sell arms, as in weaponry, not actual arms.
Hey,
Alright, so,
hey,
Um,
Assassin's Creed, that's all I will say.
so you take a long way around and arrive at Ildenas Arms.
Old enough. Same diff.
And it's a quaint place. It's a small house with this like outcropping built to the side upon which the actual forge is. And you hear the hammering of metal coming from the forge area. This like constant sound.
I'll kind of just cross my arms and then lean against the desk for a moment, just waiting to be served.
The door is closed.
I'm outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll take my prosthetic and then just go boom, boom, boom. And just for good measure, boom.
There's no response from inside. There's
I'll
just
open
a
the door.
There's just a constant hammering of metal from the forge area.
I'll open the door and take a look inside.
It is locked.
What time is this?
Late afternoon, early evening.
But would it be time for stores would still be open?
Yeah, they're still open normally.
With a kind of slightly confused look, I'll bang a little harder and go, I demand service. Just a little harder, not too over.
Alright. There's still no response from inside.
Jake will take a step back and then see if there's any windows around.
Yeah, there are windows. I mean, the forge is basically just open. You can just walk over there as well.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, yeah, Drake will head over to the forge.
Alright.
I thought it might be like Nevara's sort of forge area rather than an outdoor one.
No, it's an outdoor one. There's just this like roof over top.
Mm-hmm.
So, you head that way, and you see a figure made out of stone, it seems, just at the anvil, constantly hammering away at a piece of metal, and then holding it in water for a moment to quench it, placing it into a barrel overflowing with horseshoes, and then takes a new bar of metal and starts working that as well.
Do I recognize what this is?
I mean, it's clearly a construct of some kind.
Mhm. I'm trying to think. Would he? I don't think so. No, he wouldn't really know different types of constructs. I'll just kind of raise an eyebrow and then lean against the wall as I watch him work for a few moments. Or, well, I don't know him as a him, but you get what I mean.
Alright, so you just watch the construct keep working away.
Just-
It keeps constantly like heating up the metal, working it, then heating it up a bit more. And once it's satisfied, it quenches the horseshoe and places it in the barrel along with the rest.
When he does that, I'll finally step towards him and then say, Can't say I'm an expert, but you seem to do good work for a construct.
It turns its head to look at you and holds the metal at the same time in the fire. And then slowly pulls it back over to the anvil and starts hammering it away while still looking at you.
Can't expect much of a construct, I suppose. Drake will mutter under his breath, and then he'll. Where is your master? I wish to speak to him.
My apologies. The proprietor of this forge has gone missing.
And that Drake's eyes will narrow, because when he was in Neverwinter getting activewear made, he knows that people were a lot of smiths had gone missing. I'm assuming that he would have picked up that quite a few have gone missing, not just. That seems to be happening everywhere. Any idea what happened to your master? You said he went missing.
Negative.
I know this is probably going to lead to nothing, but I figured Drake will try it. Drake is going to reach out with his divine senses and see if he can get a feel around the area and see if there's been kind of any.
Alright. You don't sense anything off about this place.
Interesting. This can't be a coincidence, I'm sure. Someone has designs in this matter. Drake is just muttering to himself, by the way. He's not caring that his constructs can hear him.
Yeah, the construct is just constantly staring at you while still working this horseshoe into shape. It takes a very quick glance at the horseshoe and then quenches it and places it in the barrel without looking.
Construct. Do you mind if I take a look at your master's abode?
It seems to think for a moment for saying, as long as nothing goes missing.
Then that is fine. I'll try the back door before, see if it's just on the off chance it happens to be open.
You head to the back door, and it is as well locked.
Construct. Do you have the key to this place?
Negative.
The old-fashioned way it is, then. And he goes, I apologize for this in advance, and then tries to open the door forcefully.
Alright. Roll that athletics check.
Okay, athletics.
Alright. You bash against the door. Is this the back door or the front?
The back door. No, I'm not stupid enough to do it on the front.
You never know. So yeah, you bash through the back door and reveal a small, like a bed area, sleeping area, basically the living quarters in the shop. And there's a door leading further in.
I'll take a look around, see for any signs of disturbance, just anything like that. And I know this is probably I'm probably the worst character for this sort of event, but I'm going to take a look around even.
Mm-hmm. You never know.
Oh, no, officer. I was just having a look around.
Oh no, I meant my investigation skills. My investigation is rather subpar.
What are you looking for?
Just kind of any signs of disturbance or any clues as to what may have taken this this smith. Just kind of any signs, like planar signs as well. Maybe I'm not picking up on something because of the limitations of my divine sense. Just anything, really. Anything that could lead to a clue.
Okay. Roll your investigation check.
And I can imagine how this is going to... Let's see. Actually, where's... Oh, there it is. Yeah, surprise.
Alright. So, it looks like the place has been abandoned for quite some time. At least judging by the dust and dirt that's gathered. If there ever was signs of, I don't know, planar trouble or something like that, it probably would have been long gone by now. You don't find anything which would indicate for anything like that. At least there's not even any signs of I don't know, anyone walking through here in a long while.
Okay. Drake will just look around one last time and then kind of shrug his shoulders. But considering what Neverwinter was like and what this place is like now, he's kind of like, yeah, this isn't right. He'll exit and then go back to the construct. Have you heard anything that may lead to Smiths being stolen? Have you heard any rumors about other Smiths going missing?
Negative. This one does not talk to people much.
I see. Fat lot of good that did. How much do I owe for the door? And then Drake will point his finger back at it.
The construct looks back towards where the back door is, and it ponders for a moment and then looks to you and says, "This one cannot give such estimates. This one does not know the cost of doors."
Drake arches an eyebrow at that. Well, alright then. And then Drake just shrugs. By the way, I don't suppose you know any knowledge of prosthetics. And Drake will hold up his iron hand.
This one could perhaps fashion a prosthetic upon order. But only once the current orders have been fulfilled.
And how long will it take you to fulfill your current orders?
This batch of horseshoes has been slated for completion completion in 1 day, and then a second batch which will be finished the following day.
I see. Unfortunately, I only have 2 days in this city, so I'm afraid that is not really very good. However, just on future reference, in case I do happen back this way, do you deal with prosthetics with special property?
This one only works metal.
You may only work metal, but do you work with, like for example, adamantite, mithril, things like that?
This one has not had the pleasure yet.
Hmm.
And
Too
then it
bad.
clenches another horseshoe.
Well then, continue the good work, and I hope someone finds your master one day. And then Drake just kind of turns around and walks off.
Alright. Where to next?
Let's see. I'm just taking a look at the destinations in a second. Are any taverns of not so much ill repute, but kind of like the Wink and Kiss in Yata?
Well, probably the talking troll is the closest. No, actually, Six Windows is probably the closest to a place of any ill repute. It's definitely
6 windows.
Yeah, it's definitely been the sort of place where if you've suggested to anyone that you might be staying there, they would have advised you against it.
Okay, I'll head towards there.
Alright, and you're still going the long way?
Yeah, avoiding the center.
Alright. As you're walking along one of the ring roads around the town, avoiding the center and taking some of the much less populated roads, you happen to pass a small chapel, it seems. A chapel or a small temple, very small temple. And for a moment you feel this sort of chill enter into you, and you notice that there's this sudden billowing of this dark smoke around your feet, almost like recoiling from this place.
Drake will look down for a moment with a puzzled look. Do I, this might be a push, but do I kind of sense harpsichord music or anything like that? Like, I don't suppose the mists are kind of...
It is definitely at least similar, if not the same kind of smoke and mist. You don't hear the harpsichord music.
Intrigued. I'll take a step back at the moment. Does the mist follow me, or smoke, I suppose?
You step away from the structure, or
Just for a moment, just to see what happens.
okay. The smoke immediately pours back at your feet.
With a curious look, I'll go look and see if I recognize who this small temple is dedicated to, because it's like this is a sign sort of thing.
How close do you go?
I don't see any reason not to get close, so I suppose fairly, at least within 5 feet of it. I won't actually touch the altar or anything, but I'll take a look at what's there.
Alright. right, so you start heading towards the building, and you get within 15 feet. The smoke constantly kind of lagging further and further behind you. When you hear sudden, kind of hurried harpsichord music ominously all around you and strumming in your ears as you get closer and closer.
This might require an insight, really, but does Drake think that this the Ravenloft present does not want me to go near this place?
Well, I don't know. That's up to you to judge, really.
I mean, you said it sounded hurried, which is not something that this place would have. That's not how it would have sounded previously. Drake was kind of shoot off a small smirk. I wonder if you don't want me approaching this place. Let's find out what happens, shall we? And then I'll continue getting close.
You get up to the threshold and step, or like, step up to the threshold and then open the door to go inside. You hear this kind of twang, almost like a string snapping, and then step inside and see this kind of like billowing smoke outside, disconnected from your feet.
I look back the smoke, and then kind of shoot a small smirk. Guess you're not all powerful after all, are you? There are things that you do not like being in the presence of. And then I'll look and see who this temple is dedicated to.
Alright. Was not thinking you would go here, so may take me a short moment.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. It's
Sune!
fine. What was that?
The Temple of Sune.
Oh god, imagine if it turns out to be a tear. Drake will be out that door as fast as he can.
Joining on our love.
You have been watching too many of Puffin Forest videos, man.
So the the temple, or the chapel. The chapel is completely barren of any religious symbols that you would recognize as such. Anyhow, there is very strange art all along the walls on either side, and although there is like an altar at the far end, it's more of a lectern than like an altar. And behind it there is a large statue of a very slim, tall, humanoid creature with
It's the Slim Shady.
with long and angular features, with small and highly placed nose and long pointed ears with kind of a serrated back edge.
Do I recognize this as an elf?
It does not look like an elf. The ears and the tall, slender figure would indicate as such, but the facial features do not indicate an elf.
Is the statue male or female?
It seems to be male.
Drake will reach out once more with his divine sense and see what he can kind of sense, what kind of aura he's getting.
All right.
Let's see. Bring it out. Here it is.
Okay. So this place is definitely consecrated, but it doesn't have a specifically divine aura about it. It may be a holy place, but it is not a place dedicated to a god.
Okay. Drake will look around and see if there's anyone dedicated to this chapel or anything like that. He's curious because it's managed to kind of drive out the Ravenloft presence, if not temporary.
So, yeah, just as you're starting to look around, a door to the side opens, and a young man in probably his 20s, a human man, walks out in this kind of richly bluish purple robe with kind of this silver pauldron on one side and a metal link running across the chest. And he immediately looks upon you and does this kind of deep bow.
Drake will kind of cock his head for a moment and then kind of just nod his head for a moment, and then afterwards put his head back and then nod. Well met.
Hello, traveler. What brings you to our small temple?
Well, I am one of many travels, shall we say, and something curious happened while I approached this place, and I was just wondering who this place was dedicated to. I do not recognize the symbology.
That would be because it is not very commonly known. Well, I suppose figure should fit the bill as a way to describe them. They're not gods, they simply have shown us a way to live.
Drake will kind of cross his arms for a moment and look back at him. So who is the statue? And he points towards it. Killing it.
The one in the statue is he's called Ilaka. He is our Zerth.
Your serf.
Zerth. Yes. It is a kind of teacher.
You said he's human, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I look at him for a moment. Do I recognize the term Zerf? I don't imagine Drake would, but
I would imagine no.
What exactly is a Zerf?
It is a kind of teacher.
And what is this way of life?
It is one of peace and, well, simple living and freedom.
But everyone has ties that bind them to this world. Be it God, mortal, even material ties. There is no true freedom in this world.
You would think that, however, there are many ways to rid yourself of that sort of burden.
You said the Zerf was a kind of creature. What kind? I can't say I've ever heard of them before.
I am not sure what they call themselves. I only know that Zerth is the preferred term for the teachers among them.
Teachers.
Yes.
So you mean this is not... A Zerf is just one among its members?
There are many Zerth.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of the one other person, other character like this that I've interacted with, and I just keep thinking, yeah, this hits some to the bill. But yeah, anyway. Drake will kind of arch an eyebrow for a moment. Well, it seems you don't get many visiting here, so if you don't mind, I would like to learn more.
Well, there is a reason why we do not find many people visiting us. Many find it far too hard to truly dedicate themselves to this kind of life.
And what exactly does this kind of life entail?
Ridding yourself of material things, seeking out those who are enslaved and finding freedom for them, as well as, of course, deep moments of clarity, pursuing knowledge of the self.
Drake will arch an eyebrow at that. I once knew a deep gnome monk. Sounds like one of their teachings.
I suppose there is much similar in the way some monks see things.
This place seems to exude an aura which Drake thinks for a moment, not wanting to reveal too much, seems to interrupt certain planar entities. Could you explain that? If it is not truly a...
I cannot explain that. However, it may be something to do with the one who founded this place. And he said that he he bestowed an item here which would hide this place from those who have no need of it.
I see. Are you the only person in this place?
At this time, yes.
I see. Not sure I believe in letting go of material things, I'm afraid. It is, you do need material things to survive in a harsh world like this.
Is that so?
I learned that at a young age.
Well, in all my years, I have not found that to be an issue.
And what do you do to keep this temple running? It seems quite pristine, despite the fact that it's not well frequented.
This is true. The building... The building finds its own way. Just as I within it.
And are you able to reach to this Zerf? And Drake kind of points back to the statue.
No, I do not know where this earth is.
I see.
Ilaka has not been here in many years. Several decades since I last saw him.
I see. Drake looks to the side for a moment. Just kind of debating something. And then looks back to him. I have traveled to a plane of existence which follows me still. This place seems to rebuff its... And Drake thinks for a moment how to word it. It seems to rebuff its attempts to curse me, for lack of a better term. I was wondering if, and he kind of just sighs and rubs his head. I was wondering if perhaps there was something that I could carry with me from this place which would help. But it seems that may not be the case. Or perhaps maybe you know a way to rid myself of its presence.
This place does not offer trinkets to be carried to ward off other things. This place only offers respite and a place to know yourself. That is the real lesson everyone must learn. Once you know yourself, you also can rid yourself of those which haunt you.
If only that were that easy.
Is
I
it-
am a
is it
man,
any
100
easier-
years.
Is it any easier than finding an amulet which hopefully would rid you of this? Finding one among the thousands which would finally help you? Carrying them all with you because you do not know which of them works?
I suppose that is an apt description, yes. But what if You're beholden to something long dead, or thought to be long dead. Something you dedicated your life to, but has only shown you suffering and ridicule.
Death,
Since
death is a natural part of the cycle of life. It will come for all one day. And no matter the horrors which happen before that death, if you know who you are, you will always find a place somewhere which isn't wrought with the same horrors.
I wish that was true, however. For a man in my position, bereft of all he once knew, I cannot say that is true. My home is in the past, and now I must make do with what's in my future, or my present, I suppose.
Has that not always been the case?
I once had a home, but now I'm not so sure that home still exists for me.
I still exist. I'm napping.
Nice.
And what of the farmer who has lived his entire life toiling the fields, living in the same house, when one day a spark flies from the fireplace and burns his house, his field, even the nearby forest? Does the farmer pine for his home, or does he rebuild? And does the ash not make the fields better to cultivate?
Drake looks down for a moment, thinking. And what if you can't find the ash? What if there is no ash to find? What if there is no way to rebuild from what you once knew? Or lost?
He walks closer to you and kind of like gingerly reaches up to like show that he's going to touch you on the shoulder.
Drake will narrow his eyes for a moment, but he'll allow it.
He places his hand gently on your shoulder and says, "In your case, I believe that you carry the ash with you. Why else would you be here asking of things, as you said, 100 years in the past, of dead things? The only thing you are tied to is yourself. Not a place, not other beings, not your armor, not your weapon. That is all material. You are tied to something immaterial, and that is here." And he touches you like on the temple, like right here, and taps, and then pulls his hand back.
Yeah, before he loses it. Drake will look at him for a moment. Tell me, how old are you exactly?
That depends on how you count the time. How many lifetimes I have lived? Several. How many sunrises I have seen? More than even some elves. But why does that matter? Most of that time has been spent here. Answering questions such as yours.
Drake will let out a deep sigh and then kind of, is there like benches sort of thing or
Yeah.
anything like that?
There's benches.
Yeah. Drake will kind of sit down in a bench for a moment and then just kind of slump slightly as he looks to the statue for a moment and then looks back at him. I don't know why. Normally I do not trust people I have never met, but something about you, maybe this place, driving off a presence which I have been trying to rid myself of for the last several months. This, I don't know. There is something about you.
Have you tried to rid yourself of this? Or have you sought someone else or something else to rid you of it?
Drake kind of leans his head back for a moment, thinking. And what would you say if I told you I was formerly... Drake kind of pauses at the word formerly, and then shakes his head. If I was a Bay Knight.
Dun, dun, dun.
And he kind of looks at him. Just because, he's suspicious of people naturally. He has his hand resting on his sword, but he's not actually pulling it out. It's just kind of resting there.
Is there any god who would truly understand the toiling of those who live here? If you are a Bay Knight, why would that make a difference? What you do defines you, not the deity you worship.
And if I have done things which most mortals would deem horrific, murderous even though I have had my share of heroics among this.
Does that define you, or does it tie you to your service of this deity? Is it you who wished to cause these great evils? Or did you do it out of duty? Out of zealousy?
Nice. He looks back he thinks back for a moment. And then kind of looks up at the ceiling. I honestly do not know. There's a part of me who will always want to hurt people, but there's also a part of me who will look at a child and not wish any harm upon them.
He remains silent for a moment with this just kind of narrow smile, and then says, "Your path to knowing yourself has already begun. You must simply face the truth of who you are."
I look back at him for a moment. Tell me. You must know of the Wall of the Faithless. You do. Do you not believe in a god? The serf that you've commented on, it does not seem to be a god of any kind.
I believe in many gods, but I do not place myself at their service. A belief in a god, even those that walked among us not too long ago, is different from who we are.
I missed that event. Trapped in the plane of existence I was telling you about.
Perhaps for the better.
I must ask, how did you come to be here?
I traveled here. Like many. I did not know myself, and with guidance, learned to follow the right path.
But who is to say that this is the right path, when one once believed that their path was righteous, only to find that it is nothing but, to use your analogy, ash in their mouth, on their tongue.
Because I may dedicate a lifetime to the service of a god, and do my utmost. I may banish the undead, I may kill villages in the service of another, I may burn down the forest for the sake of civilization, I may destroy a city and plant trees to gain favor from another. But what have I learned from any of those actions? Of myself? Who am I?
I suppose if you were to look at it in one way, I am a murderer. I have killed at least 2 people since I've been back in this world.
And how many have
And
you
yet-
crossed who you did not kill?
And he thinks back to his party and snorts. Some who I would say deserve death, but I suppose a few.
Then you know you are not a murderer. If you know you may stay your hand from murder, then are you a murderer?
And what if I murdered in the service of Bane? Let's not mess with pretenses. If I murdered on behalf of my Dark Lord, if I saved a region from the machinations of a devil, what does that make me?
Why don't you answer your own question? What does that make you?
Nothing good, that's for sure.
In adversity, we find our true selves. When we are pinned against the wall, or when we are rolling down from the heights of our power. That is when we know who we truly are.
I look back at him for a moment, and then stand up, approach him. I thank you for your words. You have left me. And Drake pauses for a moment, thinking, we have much to think about. Will you be...
I cannot tell you who you are. This path is one of acknowledgement and search for oneself. You must come one day and tell me the answers.
Drake will, is it like an open temple, or is it like
It's closed.
ceiling?
There's a ceiling.
Close. Okay. I am sure it is getting late. Perhaps I leave this city in 2 days' time. Perhaps I will return to speak with you once more. If that is that is okay with you.
If you find me, then by all means.
Drake will simply nod and then turn and start heading out. And then he'll look back. And then he'll stop at the doorway and then look back. I trust you know discretion. The world is a dangerous place for a Banite right now. Even one with questions.
He looks at you with this wry smile and then turns back to look at the statue behind the altar. Discretion. Have you ever heard of anything you heard here today?
Sorry, repeat that to you?
Have you heard anything before now which you heard here today?
Drake thinks for a moment. Nah. As I said, I once had a companion, a deep no monk, but aside from that, I can't say I have, no.
Then you have your answer.
And with a kind of, like a small, genuine smile, Drake will kind of open the door and exit. Is the smoke still billowing outside?
Yep. It clings to you immediately as you leave.
Was it kind of tapping your foot, waiting?
The smoke just forms like a small girl tapping her foot angrily in a huff, arms crossed.
Goo.
What happens when the smoke reaches my feet?
It immediately dissipates as soon as it touches you. And you
Drake will
hear
kind of...
the gentle chimes of a harpsichord somewhere echoing in your mind.
Pappy! Pappy!
I know, right? Drake will scowl for a moment, then shake his head, and then, rather than head to where he was going to head originally, he'll start heading back to his own place. How late is it by this point?
It will be towards mid-evening, I suppose. The sun is starting to set.
Okay. Drake will start heading back to his place, left with kind of a lot to think about.
Mm-hmm.
As he looks down at his shield for a moment at the symbol he knows is hidden beneath the cloth. I made a promise, an oath to you, but I wonder if that oath is worth anything anymore. And then he kind of continues on.
All right.
Yeah, piss off the dead god.
Let's go.
What's he gonna do? Smite you?
Exactly.
When he comes back, maybe.
What's Bane
Oh.
ever done for us anyway?
Well, for the last time, a lot.
What have the Romans ever done? for us?
Aqueducts?
All right. So.
Sanitation?
Yes, but aside from water and sanitation.
Housing? Can go on.
Oh man,
Let's continue.
I need to watch that movie again.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Which movie is this?
Life of Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I tried to watch the Holy Grail one, and I just couldn't get into it. It was like,
Heretic.
Heretic.
Burn the witch!
She
You know-
turned into a newt. I got better.
You know, that picture you posted, Chris, is oddly fitting.
what, for Drake being all.
No, for you not
I-
having, for you not being able to watch all of Holy Grail.
All right.
Woohoo!
You may all gain the benefit of a long rest since you're heading into rest. Get some XP. New quests are had.
Oh boy, just another 1100 to go.
Fourth idol.
I'm not far off behind you, mind. You know,
Just
come
wait
to
to
think of it,
level
a
in, like,
psionic
6
paladin would be kind of cool. I mean, kind of what I do is psionics anyway, considering I'm putting the fear of God in people, but, I mean, an actual, truly dedicated psionic paladin would be kind of cool.
Yeah, he'd be a Psionodin.
You would basically just be a chaplain from fucking 40k. A psionic paladin. You're a chaplain.
Like, I dealt with a little bit of 40k when I was growing up, but I never actually played the game, I just had the figures, so you're gonna have... That's just going right over my head right now.
Okay, you know the Marines?
Yeah.
Imagine one of them, but with psychic powers.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, I can see that.
So, is this the end of the session?
Yes, this is the end
Okay.
of the session. Let's say goodbye.
So
to
it
the
is.
Goodbye,
Goodbye, stream.
Goodbye to the stream.
stream. Whee!
Sanitation?